It is just another day in the Rapture. Okay. But here we go. So, we got through the opening sequence, got to Neptune's Bounty, and then eventually I made my way to the smuggler's hideout. I guess I'm looking for the submarine bay, wherever that is. But, last time I spent most of the time, I think, taking pictures of enemies, and yeah, that was kind of like 2 hours, like an hour spent on getting through opening tutorial type stuff, 2 hours on photographing enemies for the most part, and then probably another hour or so spent on basically being lost and having no clue where to go. But yeah, maybe this time I'll be able to figure out where I'm going. But as far as the game goes, I'm still engaged. I'm still interested, so probably finish it at least. So into the smuggler's hideout I go. To find what? I don't know. Ooh. I remember the controls. Make sure all my guns are loaded. Oh no! I want the bottom. There we go. Freeze it. Hack it. Do a diagonal up, and there it is.
We all come down here. Figured we all be part of Ryan's great chain. Turns out Ryan's chain is made of gold, and ours are the sort with the big iron ball around your ankle. He's up in Fort Frolic banging fashion models. We're down in this dump yanking guts out of fish. Fontaine's promising something better. He's like one of us, you know? Like he's worked a day in his life. He says meet him at his fish packing joint at 11. I'll go, bring a couple of guys. Hey, it's not like things could get a lot worse.
Start using the pistol since I'm running out of ammo and almost everything else. Woo. Oh, there's the submarine bay.
Hit the switch up there in the control booth and let me in. I think it's time to shake hands and get acquainted.
You had your fun, but enough is enough. If you press that button, you'll learn what it means to truly be my enemy.
Okay. Okay. Well, it is. I just decide not to press it. Like I can just continue without pressing it. I don't know, Andrew Ryan. I think I might be pressing it. My favorite from the series is Infinite. Do you plan on playing more of the series? Probably. I do have 2 and I do have Infinite, so I can play through all of them. Gonna go get him.
You blow up! Use up there! Can't see a damn thing in that booth! Give me a tick, and I'll get you out of there! Moira! Can you hear me in there, darling?
So, Mark, if only your friend could look up and see. Maybe he would do something, anything, except
Crawler.
stand here and watch.
Spider Slicer.
They're everywhere! I can't hold them! Got to fall back! Get me family out, and we'll regroup as soon as we can!
Ouch. One more.
Put out where I can see
What just fell from the ceiling on fire? Fire spreads, or so the game says. Money. Do I have? No, I don't have telekinesis. Oh, there goes the submarine.
You burst in like an assassin, and then you try to sneak out like a thief. You're no CIA spook. Who are you? Why have you come here? There's 2 ways to deal with a mystery. Uncover it, or eliminate it.
Get out! Get out and get to Arcadia! Jesus Christ!
Oh, to Arcadia.
Moira. Patrick. Ain't that just like Ryan? Waits until we're almost out, then he pulls the string. We'll find the bastard. We'll find him and we'll tear his heart out.
I came to this place to build the impossible. You came to rob what you could never build. A hum gaping at the gates of Rome. Even the air you breathe starts to leak out. Well, breathe deep, so later you might remember the taste.
You get to the bathysphere in the rolling hills. That'll take you straight to the devil himself. And then all debts will be paid in full.
Ooh.
Anybody there? Hey, can you help me, man? Can you help me out? Lead this way.
What is it?
I'll do this again. If I can find the one that goes, there we go. Up. And there. Thank you, turret.
I'm the goddamn doctor!
Ran out of ammo with my pistol. Oh, you invent. There. Oh, okay. Need crafting materials. I don't have any of the materials for those. Ah, sorry, I'm not trying to attack you. That was an accidente. Goodbye. How's it going, Raw Blood Maker? Oh jeez.
Rolling Hills is over yonder, and the passenger station is as well.
Fight the me behind you.
On the surface, I once bought a forest. The parasites claimed that the land belonged to God. Demanded
Ooh, I'm hurt.
ourselves a
Okay.
public forest.
Hack it. Hack it. Hack it. Hack it. Hack it. Hack it. Hack it.
Rebels could stand slack-jawed under the canopy and pretend that it was paradise earned. Congress moved to national.
Oh, I died.
I burnt it to the ground. God did not plant the seeds.
This game is great. I'm having a fun time with it so far. Now I can have this. Ooh, okay. a hard one. Get all those revealed before I even get further. There. That actually didn't seem that hard. There. Now I got a rocket turret in this area. That did not freeze it like I thought it would. I missed. Oh, ran out of shotgun ammo. Come down here. This rocket launcher's on my side. I thought it was. It's just broken. Oh, now it's shooting at it. It was frozen before. Got it. Ow. Be rescued.
Even in the gathering dark, you light a candle. You have saved the little ones when you might have shown your cruelty. I am sending something your way to demonstrate our thanks.
Ooh, another thank you. Very cool. Ooh.
I'm gonna need you to listen to me. I'm no sort of botanist, but I think Ryan has just killed Arcadia. The man's put something foul into the air. Bottom of the ocean, Bio. All the oxygen comes from the trees. No trees, no oxygen. Give me a spell to think. Ryan's woman in Arcadia is an old bitch named Langford. An okay sort, but not above doing a dirty job for $1. If she's still kicking around, I'm sure she's gonna want to save the trees. After all, she planted the damn thing.
There's these here. One more. One more. There it is. Perfect. Now when it unfreezes, it'll look for enemies to send some robots after. Ammo. I think I'm okay on ammo, maybe. Exploding buckshots. Stay on electric buck. Anti-personnel, auto rounds. Armor piercing. Gonna stick with the regular.
My trees! It wasn't you, was it? No. Ryan. I think I've got a way to save the trees. It's a genetic vector that... Oh, look who I'm talking to. Could you find a sample of Rosa Gallica for me? Look in the grotto. I've got to keep working while there's time.
Okay. Oh. Come in here. This camera is gonna bring you some friends to play with. Come on. I'll just blindly fire at you real quick. That works. Thank you, robots. Ooh.
They dress up in leaves and call themselves the Saturnine. Please. They drink human blood and chant, "Harness the flame, harness the mist," and believe they're touched by the ancient gods. An aging bunch of frat boys tilting back goblets of plasmids and calling it ambrosia.
Ambrosia.
Masha started screaming, "Mama, Mama, what is that? What is that?" I thought she was having some kind of seizure. And then I realized, trees. Never saw one before. Thought they were monsters. Oh, Sammy, maybe we never should have come to this place.
Trees. Oh. Ooh. Oh, it wasn't running like this yesterday. I don't know why it's running like this now. Enemy triggered. One went over there and set off the bots! That's great. I'm glad I have that camera hacked. I gotta hack this one now too. Oh, maybe I can't. Break it. If I can't hack it, I'll just break it.
He is a poison! Kill him!
New physical tonic, security evasion. Ooh. As a rival faction set up security cameras and turrets where you need to go. Security evasion adjusts the thermal signature of your thermal layer, confusing cameras and turrets, delaying their response. Ooh, hey. E-blink. Store in gene bank. Because I don't know what the other ones do.
There has been tremendous pressure to regulate this plasmid business. There have been side effects, blindness, insanity, death. But what use is our ideology if it is not tested? The market does not respond like an infant, shrieking at the first sign of displeasure. The market is patient, and we must be too.
Okay. New engineering tonic, Safecracker. One of Hacksmart's more popular offerings, Safecracker lets you into places that they want to keep you out of. Splice it now and get hacking. Focused hacker. Shorten alarms. I don't care about shortening the alarms, I'll just break the cameras.
Time for a nap, sweet angel.
Break them or hack them. so... Oh, goodbye. Shadow was on, like, the outside of the hole. That's okay, though. Ooh. I think I'm gonna save, and I'm gonna try restarting the game. I don't know why it's doing that. Like, lagging. Stuttering. Or actually, let me change an NVIDIA setting quick and see if that does anything. I updated my drivers yesterday, maybe that's what it is. Maybe the previous driver was fine with the game, but now the newer one is not or something. Let me find this game and put on, like, we try low latency mode and whatnot. See if that does something. Low latency and boost. If it'll load the games. Art will just not respond. That's okay too. Well, it has a fun time trying to do that. I'll just play the game. Ooh, will I? Ooh, will I really play the game? Uh-oh. Maybe I won't. Ooh. There we go. Now it opened. BioShock HD.exe. Add selected program. Here we go. Low latency mode. Ultra. Now that should do boost plus low latency. But I might still have to restart the game for that to even take effect. Oops. It's okay, I come back. I don't use a first aid either from that, so... Oh, and they go away. Perfect. Wait, where am I gonna hit from? Oh, underneath the stairs. Oh no. There. Hacked. Gotta just hack. Gotta hack. Get all those revealed. There. You go get the other one. Why can't I hack it? Okay. Jeez. There's so many. Okay. Oh. Quit the windows. Oop. And reopen. Okay. Are the 2K launchers like broken? Oh. Oh. Okay, the 2K launcher is just black. Oh. Uh-oh. It says game playing, but the game is closed. Yeah, I'm just gonna close that. Game is still running. Shouldn't be. Ow. Oh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's like 9 2K launcher processes. Yeah, why? I think it just kind of broke. So, yeah, I'm just gonna reload that. I don't know why there were so many processes for that one thing. Maybe that's why, Civilization 6 gets down to like 30 frames per second, because their launcher just kind of opens a bunch of background processes that are probably not necessary. Jeez, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. There's like 9 processes opening for just one game. Oh, sorry, 10. 8. 11. 12. 12 processes for one game to run. Now that's what I'm talking about. Come on. Where's 13? Looking for that 13 processes. I sure do love external launchers for. Oh, there it is! 13 processes to run one game. Now we're talking. It's not just like game and antivirus or anything like that. It's actually 14. It's actually more than 14 processes technically to run this game right now. At least it says they're using 0 CPU, but they're just like using memory still. And I would think the more processes, the higher chance of something happening. Where one process just kind of breaks or starts using memory more than intended or something like that. Oh, okay, this is gonna be a spicy hack because of the limited amount of space. Up. Over. Up. There we go. Hey! I can make armor-piercing auto rounds. At least it's not going above 13 processes. Because I opened Task Manager now. I'm actually gonna close that. Because I don't need that open anymore. I used it to manually force the game to close. Because it would not actually stop running in the background, so... But now it seems to be running okay. Oh, right. Turrets. I want to break them. Give me back electric buck. Where's that other turret? Is it down there? Yeah. No more. There. Not hitting that? That didn't break it either? I can break that one. There. Ouch. I want to burn it. Not work on that. No. Okay. Alright. I guess not.
Things had changed since I left Dr. Simon's office. It's like I don't even recognize Rapture no more. I hear they've been rounding up people in Paula Square. I asked Ryan how could he do such things to innocents. He said, innocents. If they haven't chosen to defend Rapture, they've chosen to side with Atlas and his bandits. So there are no innocents. There are heroes, and there are criminals.
Gregory, don't come whining to me about market forces, and don't expect me to punish citizens for showing a little initiative. If you don't like what Fontaine is doing, well, I suggest you find a way to offer a better product.
Get the exploding buckshot on before I attempt this. Hey. I could just use this. Whoa. Okay, icing them does not work as I would want it to. As I would as I would have hoped it would have. Okay. Dead in like 3 shots. Well, I'm just going right back, so where'd it go?
Gregory, don't come whining to me about
Oh, there it
market
is.
forces, and don't expect me to punish citizens.
Oh, this is the same one.
Don't like what containers do? Well, I suggest you find a way to offer a better product.
It's not as effective as I thought it would be.
Thank you.
Gotta take more pictures. Or can I not take pictures of them? Guess not. Take another picture of this one. Subject is dead. Yeah. Didn't think about it before I killed them. But I took a picture before they died. You and Ben. I didn't see this down here. Heat-seeking RPG. Don't even think I have anything to use that with. Arcadia Glens. Oh, here. Now I can see what these do. Two fewer overloading tiles when hacking. Reduces difficulty when hacking safes and combo locks. What else do I have? Shorten alarms. Okay. Well, I don't have anything to switch there. Increases research scores. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna keep using that. I'll use static discharge again. Because then when they hit me, they get shocked. Eve Link gives you Eve when using it. Slightly more health. Scrounger, Hacker's Delight. Get health and Eve from hacking. Security evasion, take longer to see you. Search again to get different loot. I think I'll do Hacker's Delight and see if that's any better for me. Enemy triggered alarm. Is that still the same one from over there? Yep, it is. Thank you, robots. I'm glad I hacked that one security camera, so I can just like keep picking up stuff because they keep spawning here apparently. Try the armor-piercing rounds. Oh. Well, I don't have to fight this one for atoms, I can fight it for money. Ow. Gonna hit me again? No. Okay.
You brought the Rosa Gallica? Oh, what are you waiting for? An engraved invitation? Send it through the pneumo.
Okay.
Yes, this is perfect. Perfect. Come on up to my office. I'm letting you in now. I think I've got just the thing to put the green back in this forest.
Oh. Hacking expert. The original HackSmart gene tonic. Hacking expert diffuses alarms and helps avoid overloads. It's the must-have plasmid of the HackSmart line. Focused hacker? Wait, don't I already have that?
Isn't there anything in this damn place those pagans won't steal? Paper towels, ink pots, witch hazel, chlorophyll solution, even my back issues of National Geographic. They're feathering their disgusting little shrines with it, I suppose. Sick bastards.
Gregory, don't come whining to me about market forces, and don't expect me to punish citizens for showing a little initiative. If you don't like what Fontaine is doing, well, I suggest you find a way to offer a better product.
Hey, Palm. 20. Am I gonna get a flamethrower or something?
Julie, we made a business deal, you and I, did we not? Money changed hands. Let me read to you from the agreement. Section 3, subsection 4.
Mr. Ryan.
Ryan Industries maintains exclusive rights to the creation, use, and exploitation of the Lazarus Vector. Ownership is civilization.
Wait! No! Please!
Without it, that is smoke.
Mr. Ryan!
Every time we get a yard ahead, Ryan goes and moves the goal line down to the other side of the field.
9457. Oh, I do get a flamethrower. 9457.
I've been killing trees for 25 years. At Berkeley back in the 20s, on the Japs at Iwo Jima. But I never brought one back from the grave before. I did, Becky. Mama's gonna build her first damn Frankentree. I'm gonna call my little creation the Lazarus. What's the point of being a damn genius if the only ones around to appreciate it are a bunch of spliced up morons? I've cracked the vector, or at least I'm 99% certain I have. I just need a bud of Rosa gallica to confirm my analysis. Distilled water, a bit of chlorophyll, and enzymes extracted from Apis mellifera. That's right, sweetheart. Honeybee spit.
You have a multi-part goal. Press M to see all parts of the goal and switch which one is active. The arrow and map will guide you to your active goal. Okay. Well, go get some distilled water, I guess. How do I... Oh no.
The finest? But in the end, they got that won't work. Make it stop!
Whoa. Ran into the fuel. What the heck is going on? Blew him up. Oh, now they're not friendly. Picked up a wrench. I already have a wrench.
Quick, someone shut the door!
Heck? I'll light you on fire. I can't. Stood in the fire and got shot by a turret. Very good. I'm gonna wait for that to burn out. Heck, that's touching the fuel and it's not lighting it on fire. Look at this. Do I have enough of these? No. I have those. There. Didn't even see that. Ooh. Spicy hack. Oh, this is a real spicy hack. There. Not too spicy though. Ooh, okay. I think I'm gonna auto-hack this one. I don't know. Yeah. Spy all of those. And all of those. And buy regular buckshot. Let me see what this hacking one was. One fewer alarm tile and one fewer overload tile when hacking. Focused hackers, 2 fewer overload. Okay, so yeah, I'll do 1 of each less. Or you know what, I could just do this. So that everything in general just has less. I think I'll do that. Oh, the audio. Farmer's market. Gonna try not to accidentally shoot them. Shoot the rabbit. Or whatever it is. Ooh. All that. Take a picture of it. Well, I have the ability. Let's see. I want a picture. Still a C. There, I do more damage now to them.
Sound of that. Scalpel.
Oh, there goes all my buckshot that I just bought. Oh, my eyes. Oh, they pushed them out of the way too. like de-aggroed them when they got pushed. What's happening with the game? Run away. Oh! Why are you on fire? Well, no matter, I'll still just take this stuff off of your body. Oh. Because of that, that's why. No, safe. Ooh, it says easy. Not so sure about that. Because it's a small, so it'll go faster. I think. Ooh. There. Wasn't too bad. There. Full on first aids and Eves.
Parasite has his eye on Rapture.
What makes something like me? I look at genes all day long, and never do I see the blueprint of sin. I could blame the Germans, but in truth I did not find tormentors in the prison camp, but kindred spirits. These children I brutalized have awoken something inside that for most is beautiful and natural, but in me is an abomination. My maternal instinct.
The market. Game saved. Ooh.
Julie, my dear, I am trying to run a business here. You want to spend time with my honeybees? Well, I'm gonna have to start charging you for the pleasure. If I come out one more time and find you lolling out there amongst my hives, I'm grabbing my shotgun. As to your question, yes, my days in beekeeping school are a blur. But I do seem to remember something about that enzyme you keep blabbing on about.
I'm trying, Mr. Ryan. Please don't judge me. Please.
Okay. Oh. And again. And again. Okay. There's a camera back there.
Mom? Here it is! Oh, it's my turn now!
Oh, forgot about that. No more. I can't jump past the counter like that. I can hack it from here. Good. Get all these revealed. There. I can go ahead and loot all this stuff without getting attacked by rabbits.
Children, with their very long needles, their tuneless songs, their ghastly errands, their ghoulish Frankenstein fathers. But we've all placed our hand on the great chain of endeavor. My hand is on it. Fontaine's is on it. We all pull it and are pulled by it. Yes, these children are an abomination. But it is not my hand alone on the chain that created them. No. Their little fingers were right there, next to mine.
All these revealed. Okay. Easy hack. I could just use that. Then maybe. Yep. Already full on health. Oh. Use it, pick it up.
Time to go, Mr. B.
It's my life!
Jeez! Using the 6 sniper. Get my electric buck loaded. No, no. I know attack. Nope, distilled water. Arcadia, Merlot.
In 10 years in this dump, I've come to accept a very low standard of life. But even at the bottom of this fish tank, a man must have standards. The pathetic Trudeau down at Morley Winery has started putting water to his terrible wine. Water! When I confronted him with this fact, he tells me, Pierre, this is not to worry. The water, she is distilled. It could be worse. I could take it right from the ocean.
Why is it A back there, but it's not A right here?
Tail to top. And if
I want to get still a C. Here goes. I got 9 medkits. Might as well. Here, fight that. Oh, okay, you're not fighting that. You went through into the market. You broke the box. I stepped in my own fire. Ooh, okay. I know what works now. I'll just use Electro Buck on them. Jeez. I'm saving my Electro Buck only for them then, if it's that. Like, it only took, what, 4 shots?
Thank you.
Yep. Be free. Why can't I have the rivet gun? Like, out of all other ammo, though. Oh. I have 2 rounds of pistol ammo, so I'll just take care of that real quick. Load this with frag grenades. Evelink 2. Oh, get more Eve with every first aid kit by using new Evelink 2. Well, heck yeah, I'll take that. I'll do it. Oh, it gives me more from just picking up regular lootable health items. Hack. Oh, I'll try it, because I have that new hack ability now, too. What I get? I was about to say, is there not any of those? Uh-oh. There's this one. Nice. This. Oh, don't want to hit that. This. That. And that. Up. There. That. Oh no, there's no straight lines. Uh-oh. I lost on that one. Try again. Oh, it's too slow. I was just gonna do it real quick. Oh, too late. Oh! I'm surprised I didn't die. Well, then do an auto hack.
Welcome to the circus of value.
Liquid nitrogen, napalm. Give me all the electric buck. Give me more film. Give me another automatic hack tool. Armor piercing auto rounds. Oh, that uses 3 shotgun shells. I don't know if I want to do that. Save those. Broke your turret. Broke your Robbit, rather. Here, I have anti-personnel rounds. Here, have Robots come and fight you. Because I don't feel like fighting you. Oh, I'm saving my ammo. Ooh, extra good.
Andrew Ryan asks you a simple question. Are you in the...
Ow. Arnie bees? Ooh, here we go. Yeah, just give me another slot, please.
Throw objects at foes.
Yes. Give me all the slots. Because then I can just, like, equip other stuff. There, I just used all of that. Less damage from fire and more damage when you use fire. Plasmids use less Eve. Reduces prices in vending machines. Ooh. Ooh. That's just overall, you know, that might be one to get. Extra nutrition, gain a little extra health from snacks and bandages. Deal more damage to cameras, bots, and turrets. I like hacking them, so I don't want to do that. Reduces difficulty when hacking turrets, bots, and cameras. Now that sounds like a one, maybe. Speedy hacker, reduces the flow speed when hacking. Ooh, that might also be one, because that might kind of coincide anyway, and that would do overall hacking. Wrench damage. Static discharge. I already have static discharge. Ooh. So I don't know about that one. I'll get speedy hacker. Shorten alarms. Don't care about shortening the alarms. I want to hack. I want to hack to get the alarms to kill them.
Adam acts like a benign cancer, destroying native cells and replacing them with unstable stem versions. While this very instability is what gives it its amazing properties, it is also what causes the cosmetic and mental damage. You need more and more Adam just to keep back the tide. From a medical standpoint, this is catastrophic. From a business standpoint, well, Fontaine sees the possibilities.
Oh, so I'm just like doing irreversible damage to myself? Question mark. That's good. That's very good. Ow. Shouldn't have done that. Just run away. And eventually they go away. They stay.
Why do they wear those masks? Maybe there's a part of them that remembers how they used to be, how they used to look. And they're ashamed.
One of these. There, do it before it even gets any further. So it's just quicker. Yep. I have $107 again. Oh, good. Wow. This is more than double the price. Yeah, I think I'll just buy a bunch of pistol rounds. And there's no film in this, so that's unfortunate. But I do have 33 film, so never mind. Not that unfortunate, it's actually okay. Because I still have more. If I take a picture of the camera, can I be more sneaky beaky?
It hurts. It hurts just to breathe.
Where's that even coming from? Oh, right. I want the gene splicer thingy. The gene bank. So I can like change them.
Tumor is the tool of the parasite. Fontaine is dead. Rapture lives.
Oh, right. B zone. Go away, bees. Going back. Oh, okay. Goes for this long. Okay.
What you want? Oh my god, I'm bleeding! Properly.
Alright. What the heck just happened? I just like killed everything here in one shot. The electro buck is too powerful. Whoa. Search again and I got like 3 things. Oh, there it is, gene bank. Give me this. So now I can really look at what I have. First aid kits give you slightly more health. What do I have? No, I only do. Take longer to see you, Eve-Link. And I already have Eve-Link too, so I'm actually good on that, I think. I already did look at this, I think, right? Yeah. This, combat tonics. This is where I will probably want to purchase some more, slots. Do I have to buy Static Discharge 1 to, like, make me be able to buy more, slots for it? Or is it just like I'm not that far yet, so... Another thing down here that I should be getting? Still points this way. Saving the electrics. He keeps telling me to go down there. Fire! That's one fun thing about the game not performing properly. Or, not properly, just not performing. Probably as intended. What am I supposed to be looking for down there? It keeps telling me to go in there. I'm gonna save. And maybe load. Or wait. Let me hit M. This is my thing. Contains 7 enzyme samples. And it just says in here. Am I supposed to be searching these? Yes. Okay. Okay, I got the ones from in here. Here, let me take some pictures. Oh. Action shot. Another action shot. It's when they're doing actions I get a sport boost. In today's dangerous times, it never hurts to be a little faster, a little quicker on the draw. Remember, you don't have to outrun the Craze Splicer, just your neighbor. You move and swing the wrench faster. I don't care about that. You die from that? Oh. Action shot. Oh, they're dead. Oh. Okay. It still says go down there. Can I just light them all on fire? No. Oh, hacking the safe. Oh no. Got it. Uh-oh. There it is. Let's say. Not another one of those. Take it. Full complete. No, 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 no. That's what you get for hitting me. Oh, and I got another automatic hack tool. There, now I did it.
A Rapture reminder. The bottom of the ocean is our home, but it can also be dangerous.
Bye. Okay. I'll take the money. And the hypo.
What is the greatest lie ever created? What is the most vicious obscenity ever perpetrated on mankind?
Oh hey, speaking of.
Welcome to the circus of value!
Oh, could have bought more. Pistol rounds. Chlorophyll solution. Oh, the camera isn't mine.
I smell.
Give me this. There. A nail. Haven't had any of those yet. Game seems to be having more of a hard time. There. Thank you, robots. Film. Oh.
Why hide out there in the
That works. Okay.
The Little Sisters Orphanage. In troubled times, give your little girl the life that she deserves.
More machine gun rounds again.
After all, children are the future of
Take another picture. So I don't accidentally run into that later. Take care of it now.
On my walk today, I had my first encounter with a pair of them. He, a lumbering palooka in a foul-smelling diving suit, and she, an unwashed moppet in a filthy pink smock. Her pallor was off, green and morbid. And there was a rather unpleasant aspect to her demeanor, as if she were in an altogether different place than the rest of us. I understand the need for such creatures. I just wish they could make them more presentable.
One of the children came and sat in my lap. I push her off. I shout, "Get away from me!" I can see the Adam oozing out of the corner of her mouth. It's thick and green. Her filthy hair hanging in her face, dirty clothes, and that dead glow in her eye. I feel hatred, like I never felt before. In my chest, the bitter, burning fury. I can barely breathe. And suddenly I know it is not this child I hate.
More chlorophyll solution. It just feels like the game is just running worse and worse as I go. It feels like a memory leak or something. I can't close the 2K launcher in the background, I don't think, or the game would just crash, if I'm not mistaken. But I think that's part of it. Oh, yep. 2K launcher using like 3% of CPU for basically doing nothing, except for sitting in the background. Gonna see if there's a workaround. If there is, I'm gonna try to do it. Here we go. How to run BioShock Remastered without the 2K launcher. Here we go. How to bypass 2K launcher, Windows only. Oh, that's for Steam. I'm running it through the Epic Games launcher, so that doesn't work, I don't think. Okay. Now get the... There we go. Okay, that's not what I'm looking for. Yeah, I don't know how to I don't know how to fix it then, or how to make it not launch through 2K. I guess I'm not the only one, because there's people saying that the addition of the 2K launcher just made the game run worse, so well, that's good. I'm gonna save now. And I'm gonna see what happens if I close the 2K launcher. Might just break the game, but oh nope, the game is still running. Okay. It feels about the same anyway, but I'm back at the beginning. What is it shooting at now? Oh. Thank you, turrets. Well, thank you, robots. So I'm just killing enemies for the chlorophyll or whatever. I guess. Back to the beginning again. Ooh. Well, closing the launcher didn't break the game, but the game is still running like this, so... What else can I close? Save again. On that one. Ooh. Doesn't like me trying to close the epic overlay. How about that? Ooh! Yeah, no, that still doesn't work either. It's not like it's... I don't think it's maxing out my CPU either. Update speed high. I know, my CPU's at 60% utilization, so... Try VSync on. There, how about that? Now it seems to be okay. Maybe it was the lack of VSync for some reason. Oh, here. I don't know the code. Hack time. Okay, never mind. Even with VSync, it's kinda doing it. Still feels better, but... I don't think there's really anything to do beyond what I've already done. Yeah? Oh, they didn't have the chlorophyll. Really not sure where to go at this point.
Fontaine is dead. Rapture lives.
What happened to that? Oh, they're just in there dying to the bees. Nice. Very good. Thank you. I don't go through here, right? No. Okay. Not a doorway or anything. Oh, gotta wait for this to stop counting down. Oh, here come the turrets to get them. Helpful. Robots and turrets. What the heck? Just shot down one of its own turrets. Or robots. Oh. Ow. Well, I didn't see down here. But I guess this is the place to go.
You think I can't get to you?
I probably can, but...
Intruder. make us kill intruders. Come here, you. I'm good enough. Why don't you believe it? Come here, you. Here it is! You think I can't get to you? I shan't go. I'll find you, sinner, and when you ungrateful bastard! He offered.
Wait, what? There you go. I've done an accidente. Still not friendly anymore. Oh. Thanks. There. Yeah? I got the distilled water. Now I just need the chlorophyll. Okay. Collected more than enough distilled water now. Oh. Napalm. That's right, I haven't even used the flamethrower yet, so I don't even know how effective or not it is. Ooh. Easy hack. gonna hack the camera. Nope. At least I didn't get caught in the trap. There, increased damage. Oh, action shot. Another action shot. Oh. Get where the stairs to get out are. Because I think I came down some stairs to get down here. Oh, there they are.
We have turned away from your light.
Did you hear that Andrew Ryan took control of Fontaine Futuristic? I'm hopping mad.
Slow down there, little lady.
Sorry, Jim, but I'm real upset. We came to Rapture to get away from government money.
They lit himself on fire. And one of them activated the camera. 6 out of 7 core found. Jeez. No. Just have to keep spawning them back in.
Honey. Not where I go.
Action shot.
We're going, honey.
You don't have chlorophyll. I know kill you. Come on, give me an action shot. There we go, action shot. Sport boost 2. Swing the wrench. Move and swing the wrench much faster. Ow. Oh, you're not dead. And now go back up and respawn the enemies. Maybe. Oh, I don't hear one dying in here again. Oh. Okay. I can just watch and wait in anticipation of them dying. Carrying too many rounds to even pick up more rounds. What the heck? Just came back here and it blew up.
The Little Sisters Orphanage. In troubled times, give your little girl the life that she deserves. Boarding and education, free of charge. After all, children are
I was there to take a picture of it. Was oh, on the body. Oh, never mind. Just keep taking pictures. Rosy research. Bonus. Rosy loot almost always contains rare invention materials. Okay. Still take more pictures. They're running out of enemies to fight. go back. This is to Arcadia. Oh. What happens if I do go back? Uh-oh. My game crash or something? Might have. Oh, nope, it did not. The heck? Wait, what?
Don't fight the inevitable. Run out of oxygen soon, and then just go to sleep.
Okay, well now I'm just waiting for this to stop. Okay, bye. Guessing I'm not supposed to be back here, actually. I don't think I've been in here before, though. Oh. Oh, accidentally used that. Oops. Oh no, now I'm gonna be lost. Down here, I think. There, now I don't have too many armor-piercing bullets.
Okay! Fine! You'll be back! I promise to do no harm!
Now, I'm a woman of science, but I'm also a woman who's not afraid of turning a buck or two. Ryan said if I could boost profits in Arcadia, part of the app would ride on my hip. So I get to thinking, we're paying for oxygen when we got photosynthesizing trees. Hell, we can even sell the extra to the rest of the city and undercut the other guys. Ryan will like that for sure. Fontaine's people have moved into the O2 biz tooth and claw.
Oh, you're in the butter. Oh, there it is. Found it.
Do you have all the components for the Lazarus Vector yet? If you do, best head to a crafting station. Then, head back to Langford's lab and put the whole witch's brew in the mister. That should clear this fog right up.
Ran out of ammo. It's okay, I got some more machine gun rounds. Oh, there was some in here. Okay. Well, whatever. Easy hack. There it is. Give me all the automatic hack tools. Take some exploding buckshot.
From the sounds of that you invent, I'm guessing you're the proud papa of a brand new Lazarus Vector. Now drop the Vector into a gadget called the Central Misting Control. Then we'll be cooking with gas.
Oh, there's more in there. Oh wait, there's more. Are you even able to carry all this? Oh. You know what? Give me more automatic hack tools, I'll do that. Armor piercing auto rounds. 7. Nah, save my resources. Misting control. Where's that at? Oh. Oh. I can't carry those. Oh, here it is.
This is a damn thing, girl, with crack.
It seems Julie's death didn't provide a clear enough lesson to you. Perhaps this will suffice.
Ryan's got your number. No doubt he'll be sending company. Best to head back to the lab entrance and seal her up. Might be the only way to keep the splicers out. I sent you a wee package through the Jumo. It's not much, but every little bit counts. Did you get that door closed? Good. That should buy some time.
Fix him good!
Okay.
Ready! Ready! Kill the parasite!
Yeah, walk in here.
Come on already!
I'll just put down some more back here.
What's taking so long?
Oh. Wait, how did that one open?
Oh, Christ! Here they come!
Oh, this shoots the heat-seeking RPGs.
Keep away from my patient!
Whoa!
Bigger than you! Pathetic woman!
Oh, hi.
Clean it up! Clean it up! Stop running like a fool!
For Christ's sake, how long is that damn mixer gonna take to cook?
Are you really the doctor? Oh no. I've activated the Big Daddy in here too.
You're about halfway there. Keep your hand on the throttle. Ryan's skin jobs aren't the type to get complacent.
Maybe the electric buck. If only the game wouldn't lag when I'm trying to shoot it. I didn't really have any other option. Did I not even kill the Rosie? Uh-oh. Jeez. Oh, I get to live for 2 seconds and then die again. wallet already full. I have too much money. It's okay, I'll spend like all of it at the next vending machine I see.
Well done, lad. Take a deep breath and enjoy it. Then head over to Rolling Hills and get the bathysphere. Next stop is Ryan's house. It's time for blood.
It's time for blood. Yeah, the game is running extra good.
Why are you so resistant to the traditional methods of separating a man from his soul? You're not CIA, are you? You belong to Atlas, the one roach I can't seem to exterminate. Don't worry. I just need time to find the proper poison.
I believe in no God, no invisible man in the sky. But there is something more powerful than each of us, a combination of our efforts, a great chain of industry that unites us. But it is only when we struggle in our own interest that the chain pulls society in the right direction. The chain is too powerful and too mysterious for any government to guide. Any man who tells you different either has his hand in your pocket or a pistol to your neck.
Okay. Fort Frolic. Oop. Here it goes.
You're almost there. The sphere to Ryan is up on ahead. Ryan's handed the keys to Fort Frolic over to a guy named Sander Cohen. Cohen's an artist, says some. He's a Section 8, says I. I've seen all kinds of cutthroats, freaks, and hard cases in my life. But Cohen...
Oh.
That's better. Atlas Ryan. Atlas Ryan. Da 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 da. Time-wise, you could get something decent on the radio. The artist has a duty to seduce the ear and delight the spirit. So say goodbye to those two blowhards And hello to an evening with Sander Cohen. Now, I haven't seen a sign of real life down here in months. Let's see if you're just another Johnny-come-lately, or maybe something more delicious.
Don't you come back! Please! Don't run!
Honey.
Field tip bolt. Like a crossbow or something? Can't take any more of those. $1.
So, better luck next time. So, you have a plot picked out yet?
Come back! I didn't mean anything by it!
Trying to aim with the slag. It's real fun times.
Let me tell you this. I wouldn't bet on you. So, you think you're getting out of here?
You want more?
Sweetheart, maybe you should ask somebody else for advice. Perhaps in a past life you did something terrible to somebody.
I could smell the malt vinegar in this one. I've waited so long for something tasty to come to this little burg that all that pass are yokels and rubes. Where are my manners? Come in! Come in! Sander Cohen awaits you at the Fleet Hall.
Look at the bright side. Maybe it'll be quick and painless. Darling, just close your eyes and hope it's over quickly. Well, I hope you have somebody to carry on your family name.
Welcome to Fort Frolic. No need to thank me for jamming the transmissions of those boors, Atlas and Ryan. Let them have their squabble. The artist, yes, the artist knows there is richer earth to till.
Uh-oh.
For example, I test all my disciples. Some shine like galaxies, and some...
Just use armor piercing.
into my
Where's the... Where are the cameras? Oh, that's where it is. Now I don't accidentally get detected by it and, like, die. Please? Oh. Stairs.
Could you possibly think I would meet with my public now, when I'm preparing? Unbelievable.
Do I break this? No. Okay. There. Hacker's the light too. Can't help me. Booze hound? Drinking alcohol restores a small amount of speed rather than draining it. Bloodlust. Damage with wrench. Yeah. Take that one. Personnel pistol rounds. Or piercing auto rounds. Just do exploding buckshot. The napalm. I haven't used this yet, so.
Regarding your review of Anna Culpepper's latest musical insult, of all the worthy artists in Rapture, why you continue to devote column inches to this musical gremlin is beyond my imagination. Where she is not derivative, she's boring. Where she's not boring, she's obvious. Where she's not obvious, she's dangerous.
progress.
Just knocking everything off the shelves. Not sure where it wants me to go. Closed. Closed. Go down then. Oh, here we go. Ooh. The spicy hack. Uh-oh. One. Straight tubes. There we go.
Welcome to the circus of value.
Incendiary bolts. I don't even have that weapon yet to use those. Just give me all the electric buck.
Get some money, buddy.
Cannot carry anymore.
Come back when you get some money, buddy.
Okay.
Feel your cravings at the circus of value.
Okay, well I bought everything I could. What's happening? Whatever it is, it's dropping my frame rate to like, I don't even know how low. Oh.
Paid my rent, you ancient hack. Come on to the record store. I'll show you what I think here. Plinkety plink plink.
Oh. I feel like it's just getting worse. Barely see what's going on. Sneeze. Oh, I got some more money.
I worked in meatball beating Little Italy, and even I'm shocked at the cold blood that oozes out of these artistic types. This broad cold pepper and that fruit job Cohen are in some kind of feud. And Cohen's looking for my security detail to pick sides. The next thing I know, I'm called
Oh, wait. Down. Oh! The game is doing very well. Oh, here we go. And I can upgrade weapons. How about more damage on the machine gun?
Yeah! Report! You're only making it possible to fight. You even smell like a woman!
Oh, it's one of the teleporting ones.
I just want to talk to somebody!
That's why you're throwing fire at me, right? You just want to talk.
You're nothing down here! You look just like me! You're only making it possible to fight! How's that? I'm gonna show you what it's like.
Another camera? Oh, yep. I didn't activate the camera, right? I hope not. Ran out of downward pieces. Oh no. This one might be, Wait. I need one the other direction, that way? Yes. There. Yep. Oh no, still not enough. Yeah, still not enough. I lose on this one. Do the quick switcheroo. Oh, not like that though. Did I do it? Still red. Oh, now it's green. Ooh. Not hackable. Medical expert 2. Jeez. The game is only running better and better. I think this might be glitched. Save on that one, because I don't want to save over the autosave. Just in case. Oh, even the timer's like broken for the alert. Did that work? It lit it on fire. Burned it. Turned green. That doesn't work. Gonna load the game back. Load on the save I just made and see if that will do anything. Doesn't cost anything to use this. I keep triggering the alarm. And that doesn't break that, so... And it says go back. It's saying go up there. I can't go back. Is my game just broken? Interact with that. That doesn't burn the curtains. Can't go up on that. This is where it's pointing to go. Yeah, I think the elevator's bugged. I don't want to go back like an hour. Just to figure this out. Cause like, I don't know how much I would have to do again to get back here.
You're almost there. The sphere to Ryan is up on ahead. Ryan's handed the keys to Fort Frolic over to a guy named Sander Cohen. Cohen's an apprentice, says some. He's a Section 8, says I. I've seen all kinds of cutthroats, freaks, and hard cases in my life. But Cohen, he's a real lunatic. The guy's a wolf psychopath.
That's better. Atlas Ryan. Atlas Ryan. Da 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 da. Time-wise, you could get something decent on the radio. The artist has a duty to seduce the ear and delight the spirit. So say goodbye to those two blowhards, and hello to an evening with Sander Cohen.
Hey, please.
No. I haven't seen a sign of real life down here in months. Let's see if you're just another Johnny-come-lately, or maybe something more delicious.
Don't have any healing items at here, where I was previously. Can't go through there.
Look at the bright side. Maybe it'll be quick and painless. Sweetheart, maybe you should ask somebody else for advice.
Come on!
Smell the malt of vinegar in this one. I've waited so long for something tasty to come to this little burg, but all that pass are yokels and rubes. Where are my manners? Come in! Come in! Sander Cohen awaits you at the Fleet Hall.
Okay. Well, I had one first aid.
Welcome to Fort Frolic.
Oh no.
No need to thank me for jamming the transmissions of those boors, Atlas and Ryan. Let them have their squabble. The artist, yes, the artist knows there is richer earth to till.
Regarding your review of Anna Culpepper's latest musical insult, of all the worthy artists in Rapture, why you continue to devote column inches to this musical gremlin is beyond my imagination. Where she is not derivative, she's boring. Where she's not boring, she's obvious. Where she's not obvious, she's dangerous.
For example, I test you. I test all my designs. Some
think I would meet with my public now when I'm preparing unbelievable.
Well, hack this, I guess. Oh no, I don't have the stuff anymore. Fortunately. Just make the exploding buck then. Yeah, I can't get Hacker's Delight 2 now. Question is, can I even go out of this place? It says right here, but this isn't open. Uh-oh. This is not the way to go. Oh, I don't have any health items, so... whatever. Might as well hack it again anyway, and if I die I don't really care because, well, I don't have any health. I want to use that right now. Oh, here we go.
Rapture is going to hell. And why? Because of them. Always behind the scenes.
Oh. No help. Not anymore, because I... oh, well, might as well walk through these. Please. Ah. Oh, uh-oh. I made a mistake. Oh. Kill me. Nope, didn't kill me, okay. Good, if I already don't have help, then, I guess I don't die. Fine with me. Is there not an upward one that goes that way? There is. There it is.
Welcome to the Circus of Value!
There, now I can get all those first aids. Just give me machine gun rounds.
Get some money, buddy!
Oh. Oh no, it's still telling me to go up here, isn't it? Yep. says go right through here, but I can't. This just tells me go back. I can't go through here, it doesn't let me. Can I just grenade it? There. Nope. Nope, I thought it was. I thought that's what it was. Nope. Grenade does not work on that. Well, time to look it up. This might be a bug, or it might not. I might not just know what to do, but... Here we go. How to get through the fleet hall in BioShock. I'll watch a video from 2007. Oh, and the video is like, what the? What? Copy video URL so I can actually like see it. It's in 240p. Now we're talking. Okay, yep, the elevator's bugged. I literally can't continue because the elevator is bugged. Very good. Because normally you could go up this, but it's stuck. Yep, I keep saying go back here and I can't go up it. Well. And it literally doesn't matter if I start back before because I reloaded the entire area and it still doesn't let me up. So I think I literally can't continue playing this game because the elevator does not let me go up. That's unfortunate. BioShock Remastered, aka BioShock Infinitely Stuck. Thank you. Thank you. It's a very good remaster. I literally don't have anything else to do now. I can try relaunching the game. I'll see if that doesn't, you know, if it'll let me go up the elevator then. But if I can't, well, that might just be the end of the stream of this game. Or any future, any future streams of this game, because it's just not working. Oh, and now it says it's still running in the background. Gotta go close it. Yep, here comes the 2K launcher. Load game. We're gonna try the one where I actually didn't have to buy med kits and stuff. At least I don't remember doing that on the further save. If it's not gonna let me up the elevator, well, I think that might just be it for this game. Yep. Elevator is still stuck. Might as well just break the camera. Not enough to make it open. Ope. Oh look, bullet holes on the transparent surface. So it's like an invisible wall. Okay. Yep. I think I'm done with this game. That is unfortunate. I would have kept playing if it actually did work. Well. Oh, I don't know. Like I was really looking forward to being able to continue playing, but well, I guess that's just too bad. Too bad the game doesn't doesn't work. Uh, and it's not like I'm playing an illegitimate copy of the game or anything. It just doesn't let me continue. So 7 hours and 43 minutes and 17 seconds in, and that's where I end it. If BioShock 2 continues from BioShock 1, well, it's unfortunate that I'll be missing the plot. You know, I'll be missing part of the plot. But they might explain it in the second game, though. And it's also it's the remastered version, so hopefully not a broken version. I don't know. I'm still willing to like stream something else. I just don't know what else I would stream at this point. I don't know if I should really start BioShock 2 right now. Literally the video I just watched, the person went into the elevator and they went up from the original game, I believe. So maybe it's just the remastered that's not functioning. I don't even know if I can get the regular version. Not on Epic. I cannot get the regular version. What about on Steam? I'm gonna guess that I probably can't, but I'll check. Because they might have just replaced the regular listing with the remastered version. So only the remastered version will exist. And then it's just not, then it literally is just not a playable game, I guess, for me. Wait for it to load. Oop. BioShock. Oh, nope. Only BioShock Remastered, yep. So, I literally have no choice. I can't play through the rest of the game. That really is unfortunate. Because maybe I would have gone through BioShock regular and then gotten to where I was, but nope, not possible. Unless I, like, pirate the game or something, which I'm not gonna do. So, yeah. Rest in peace. Rest in peace, BioShock playthrough. You know what, yeah. I'll call it there. I might stream later, possibly. Because I don't know what to stream now, so I'm just gonna, I guess, try to figure something out. But anyway, regardless, rest in peace, BioShock playthrough, and future streams, and, well, possible future streams. Maybe I could have completed the game if it was, you know, not what it was there. But, oh, now my stream credits is not working either. Well, might as well just, I'm just gonna remove the source then. But anyway, that'll probably conclude it. Goodbye.